We go back to the Fab Five that maybe you guys built the first super team.
Yeah.
Because Juwan Howard was, I think, the first guy in at Michigan, and then he recruited you guys. So he's building a super team full of freshmen. And I don't know if we've ever had that before with a super team.
Yeah, that's a great point because we were friends, but I almost went to Duke because Grant Hill, it was a lot of at that time your friends being the ones saying, hey, man, we can do this. Forget about coach.
Oh, my God. You almost went to Duke?
Oh, yeah. Duke,
How close
Michigan.
was it?
Whoa.
I mean, if you ask Coach Ken Tom Izzo, I mean, some things happened, but I really almost went to Duke. Michigan was 30 minutes away from the front door to the dorm. And
Well, what happened?
Juwan, I'm the oldest of five. My parents, staying home and family, you're the oldest. You want to, be there. I love Michigan, and so, but it was funny because Juwan, funny story, I met Juwan at Nike camp. Oh, God, this is a funny story. He had Big Nuke shaved in his head. And I remember I was the youngest kid in camp. I'm nervous. And I remember being like, who is this old-ass guy over here? And I remember thinking, like, he has to be a senior. He looks the exact same, goatee, maybe a little gray. And I just remember him being cool. And, he was the one saying, I think Illinois was on probation that year. Or he was definitely, he's a Chicago guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, listen, man, Michigan sucks. Last year, they only won like 12 games. They're terrible. We don't have a lot of, he's like, we don't have people. He's like, man, you know what? If we all go, we might be able to start. And we were like, man, you get some playing time too, So, no, he was a big reason to that. Along with, I grew up with Jalen. I knew him in Detroit the whole time. And then I kind of got close with Ray as well last. So, yeah.
Okay, so how close? Was it going to be Duke and then Michigan State?
No, it was going to be Michigan State first.
Okay.
I thought I was going to Michigan State from growing up, my whole life being a Magic.
Right now, you are
Izzo
just
fan.
killing people in Michigan right now.
But no, I chose Michigan. It's like saying that.
Michigan State.
It's like saying but I made the best choice.
Tom Izzo told us 2 years ago he's still bothered by that he lost you.
Wow.
I consider Tom a very close friend. And it's from all those years of getting to know each other. I saw him under Coach Heathcote. I saw the program he was building. I saw his intensity. And I got to know him on a level before he was a head coach that I'll always respect. So he and his wife, I love them. But, yeah, almost went there.
You could have done Izzo. You could have done Coach K.
Well, see, Grant Hill, too. So I knew him Grant Hill since I was like 11. And he and I were very close.
Could you have gotten along with Laettner?
First of all, Duke was, and it's funny, I think I saw that. First of all, I saw this Duke documentary. Duke was by far my best visit. You know where they took me? They took me like to the black college, like down the street, North Carolina, A&T or something.
See, we have black people here.
Yeah. No, but I went there. But I went to this HBCU, and I go with Christian Laettner like on a Monday. Like, first of all, they don't. No conditioning. First of all, this is how you recruit people. No conditioning. They just played their way in. That's all the players say. Like, man, we don't have conditioning. We have good practices, no conditioning. That's when we were running on the track and everything. And he's like, look, we have all these universities around. And they just, it was the best parties ever that Grant Hill and, I give Laettner more credit. He showed me a great time.
But you got along with Laettner.
Yeah, I mean, if it was on the court, we didn't like it, but I'm really good at, keeping it on the court or not, and, so.
Separating?
Yeah, but he's, in my opinion, Christian Laettner is, in my generation, he's the best college player to ever lace him up. Yeah. Period.
No, he came through in big games.
Three.
Yeah, I mean, when there was a big game, big moment, he came up big.
Yeah, and he was consistent those 4 years, and he really changed the game as far as where he was shooting threes and having the ball in the post and passing. The things that Coach K did for him to allow his game to flourish really helped big fellas like myself.
And he had swag.
And he didn't care. That's what I love about him.
Swag.
Chris Laettner didn't care.
He had swag.
Okay, so Jim Harbaugh calls you and says he wants you to go. Tell me how this happens, that Jim Harbaugh is inviting Chris Webber back to Michigan. When's the last time you've been back to Michigan?
Had a cousin's graduation, and it was up there. It was a while ago. I talked to Coach Harbaugh a couple times every season.
Were you uncomfortable at the graduation?
I'm uncomfortable in large settings when we're celebrating family members because I don't want my presence to show up with their.
But being on campus didn't make you uncomfortable.
No.
Okay.
No.
But you hadn't been back basketball wise.
No.
Have you been invited back basketball?
Yeah, but so let's go back from the beginning. So like 10 years after the NBA, I'd never gone back. You know, like after I called the timeout and everything, Dan, I was on a mission to try to right every wrong. You know, you want to win a championship, you want to play. So it never was a thing, oh, I'm not going back. It was like, I got business to do. And when I come back holding this trophy, I got you. You know, that type of thing. And didn't get a trophy, thanks to Shaq and a couple of his zebra stripe
Bad
referee
calls.
friends in there.
Absolutely. Bad
Oh,
calls.
he's breaking it down.
So that was a little bit tough. So no, I hadn't been back, and then you know, just all the controversy and things, and really, Dan, with the controversy, it's like you need time to sit down and talk about it. I never wanted to do like a 5-minute interview, take the snippet from that, and let that define it when there's so much to talk about. So with that, I never really felt any type of way, truthfully. So the last few years, when Coach Harbaugh got the job, if you remember, Coach Harbaugh wanted the job at Michigan before, and he went to Stanford. And we had a little bit of a kindred spirit time then, because we both known Bo Schembechler, we both have had intimate conversations with him, we both know Michigan man. He wanted to be there, took down all his jerseys and all this stuff, and they brought him back, called him to congratulate him. Every year I'm a big fan. Hey, Coach, how we doing this year? So he's asking me 3 years, maybe in a row, to come back. And I said, Coach, I don't think this is the right time. Coach, I don't think this is the right time. I love the university, I'll be back. I don't think this is the right time. So the other day, we were doing charity Michigan from the Heart, and it's a charity, Reg, that we did at Michigan where they take the athletes and you go to the children's hospitals and you work with the kids. And it really changed, you know, my life at the time. We had this kid, Randy, and other kids that maybe weren't supposed to be with us for a little while, and we made them part of the team, and just, you know, the inspiration they gave us. And so we were on this show talking about all the good times with Jamie Morris, ex-football player, and I was doing Jamie a favor and wanted to help for the charity. I hadn't spoken in a while, and Coach Harbaugh knew I was on there, and he called in again and asked, and I give him a lot of credit for it because it could have gone bad on the radio, you know, and I thank him for asking me, and I definitely want to show up, and I want to have some fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know what game yet?
I don't, but I think I do. But you know, you got to pick the best game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's only a
Ohio
couple.
State,
We play Ohio State at Ohio State. Michigan State out of Michigan State. So it's a couple. No, it's Penn State. It's a couple games.
Is Notre Dame?
No, we don't have any of those games, but some of those games I'm going to travel and go to. You know, I have a friend that played at Ohio State, so we go to games, sneak into games all the time. And so I think it may be the Penn State game, but I'm not sure. But I'll tell you this, Dan, I pulled out my varsity jacket. My father, he has.
That's awesome.
My father has everything. You know, he steals your trophies and stuff. You don't know where it's at in his dirty years. He's like, oh, you need that? I got it for you. So he
You
brought
still
that up.
have your Michigan varsity jacket?
Oh, I still got my Michigan varsity jacket. You know, let me tell I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's always like story time with Uncle Dan. But,
He brings it up.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.